Now let us discuss about the properties of electric charge. So already we are clear with the electric charge. What electric charge is? It is the property associated with the particle. So without particle we cannot have the electric charge. Means without mass charge will not exist. Okay. So if you take the properties of electric charge, the very first thing we know very well, that is we are having two type of charges, of course arbitrary, like for proton we are having it as plus 1e, whereas for electron we are having minus 1e. Or if we take any other objects also, we are going to have either positively charged or negatively charged. If you take two positive charges, just as I cited the example in previous video as proton, they repel each other, whereas if you take a proton and electron, they attract each other. Means the like charges, if both have the either positive or negative, we call them as like charges. Like charges, they repel each other. Whereas unlike charges, they attract each other. Say for example, suppose if I have the two positive charges, say this is capital Q, this is small q. So for representing the charge, you can use either capital Q or small q. When I take these two charges, they are going to exert electrostatic force which is going to be repulsive in nature. Whereas if I take one positive charge and one negative charge, now in this case they are going to attract each other. So here the same electrostatic force is attractive in nature. Okay, so depending on the type of charges, we are going to say that like charges repel each other, whereas unlike charges attract each other. Now coming to the second property, we call it as actually quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. So what do you mean by quantization of charge? Quanta means a definite packet. Fine. So what is meant by quantization of charge means? So as already I said, if we take the charge on any particle, it may be either positive or negative. No, but along with this, we have the one more interesting fact is, we know that fundamental particle proton, if you take its charge is how much? 1.6, that is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Whereas if we take electron, its charge we are having it as minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Means by magnitude both are equal, but by nature they are opposite. One is positive, one is negative. Now suppose if you take any substance of any quantity, ultimately that must be made up of number of atoms, and that atom must consist of what? Proton, electron, of course neutron is neutral. So obviously we are going to find the net charge on any particle, on any object, is always equal to the integral multiple of the basic unit charge 1e. That is proton charge we represent as what? Plus 1e. Whereas electron charge we represent as minus 1e. Okay, so we are going to find either number of times integral multiple of plus 1e or minus 1e. So where what is the value of n you can expect? We are having it as plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, so on. So this is known as the quantization of charge. Again I repeat, what is the statement you are having? The charge on statement. Charge, the net charge on any particle is always equal to the integral multiple of basic unit charge that is 1e. Fine. So that is the quantization of charges. While saying the property, what will you say? Charge is always quantized. Okay, so we discussed the two properties now. First property, what it says, like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract each other. Whereas what the second property is saying, charge on any particle is always quantized. Whereas the question comes in different way for you. They may ask you, when they ask property, you can write like this: charge on any particle is quantized. Whereas they ask you for 2 marks, one different question, that is, what is meant by quantization of charge? Explain. So statement carries 1 mark, and we are going to write this equation. This statement mathematical statement carries 1 more mark. Very important it is, do remember. In many ways we are going to make use of this while solving numerical, while answering objective questions, etc. So statement carries 1 marks and this equation carries 1 mark. Of course, you have to mention the value of n, otherwise you are going to lose again half mark in that. Now let us move on to the next property, that is the conservation of charge. So charge is always conserved. So while saying property, what we say? Always conserved. So we know very well that any conservative laws, how will you say? In any isolated system, net that particular quantity is always conserved. That's what. Okay, is nothing but statement for any conservative laws. Here also we are going to state the same way. So what can be our expected statement then? The statement is nothing but net charge of a system is always net charge of an isolated system. Obviously, okay, it must be free from the external forces. Net charge of an isolated system is always conserved. So what do you mean by this? So first let me give a very simple example. Suppose you have learnt such examples in the schooling also. If you are going to rub a glass rod with some silk cloth, say, you are going to see that after rubbing this with the silk cloth, this is a glass rod, you are going to find that it gets positively charged, whereas this becomes the negatively charged. And you are saying is, how much positive charge is created by equal magnitude, you are going to find negative charge created on this. So why this becomes negative, why this only becomes positive, those all things we can discuss in the later video, which is going to be on the electrification, that is method of charging a body. Say for example, here if it has become plus 4e, it has become minus 4e. So initially whether they were having charges on them, no, they were neutral, but now it is having plus 4e, it is having minus 4e. Means before also it was 0. Now suppose if I add these two, what is the total charge you are having? Q initial also was 0. Now Q final becomes what? Plus 4e and minus 4e, which is nothing but again 0. So we can say that before also it was 0 charge, now also it is 0 charge, means charge is conserved, okay, of the system. Or you can cite another simple example, taking any chemical reactions. I am taking one of the fusion equation, nuclear fusion. If suppose you are going to fuse 4 hydrogen nuclei. Then you are going to get is a helium nucleus along with 2 positrons and the energy. Now here also you can see in the LHS you are going to find is totally the charge we are involving is 4e, because each hydrogen nuclei is carrying 1e charge, hence it becomes 4e. Whereas after the fusion process, in the products you are going to see is this is going to be 2e plus 2 into 1e, that is 2e. So 2e plus 2e, even in the RHS you are going to find is 4e. So that's what the statement says. In an isolated system, net charge is always conserved. Means you can say in your own way also, as usual, neither charge is created nor get destroyed, all that thing. But within the system we can do that, but it is neither lost from system to surrounding or surrounding to the system, it is not taken also. So we are having is net charge of an isolated system is always conserved. So isolated condition here is must in your statement, otherwise statement is invalid. Hope everyone is clear. Again I am saying you can give, while answering for the 2-mark question, such simple examples you can cite, or you can go for even your known any one of the chemical reaction or a nuclear fusion, fission reactions, anything can be given. Let's move on to the next property. Charge is additive nature or additive nature of charge. Additive nature of charge. What do you mean by additive nature of charge? Or charge is additive in nature. So as already I have told, the charge is nothing but scalar quantity. Obviously, when it comes to a scalar quantity, we are going to add or subtract the things algebraically. Now, when you add 2 charges or 3 charges, excuse me, for example, suppose if you are having in a system, let us assume that inside this particular closed surface we are having some 3 charges, say q1, q2 and q3, and we are having the values of q1 as, say we have it as suppose 2e, q2 let me take it as the minus 3e, and q3 I'll take it as the minus 1e. So when I ask what is the total charge inside, you are going to add algebraically, that is q equal to q net or q inside this closed surface as q1 plus q2 plus q3. But even though we are adding algebraically, but we take the nature of charge into consideration while adding, that is whether it's a positive charge or a negative charge. So q1 I take it as plus 2e, whereas q2 I take it as minus 3e, and q3 I take it as minus 1e. Hence totally it became minus 4e plus 2e, that is minus 2e charge. Hope everyone is clear. So what we have to say then? What does this property says? Charge in a system is added algebraically but taking the nature of charge into consideration. Now let us see the last property. If suppose a charged particle is moving with a particular velocity, if I increase the velocity or if I accelerate that particular charged particle, whether the charge is going to change or not. So we are going to observe that it is completely independent of the velocity of the particle. So the magnitude of charge is independent of the velocity of the particle. See, on every property, you can make number of objective questions as well as theoretical questions. Again, I'm repeating. So they may ask you here, if a charged particle, okay, with charge, say suppose 3 coulomb, is moving at velocity v, if the velocity is doubled, what happens to the charge? No change. Charge magnitude remains what? Same as it is. Well, so I'm giving assignment for you. Now try to find out. I said in the previous video that 1 coulomb is a very large unit. Now using this mathematical statement, already you know the value of E, which is nothing but 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19, or minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Now try to find out, if suppose I take 1 coulomb charge, or to contribute 1 coulomb charge, how many electrons are required? Well, thank you.